jump coming up. Get ready to fly. Wow, you're cutting up the course today.
90s Extreme Skiing!
What's up everyone, and welcome back to the Gaming Alwin for another PSVR2 review. This time, it's 90s Extreme Skiing. Do you remember when big developers were making those totally over-the-top sports games like SSX or 1080 snowboarding, all with the best soundtracks? If you do, then stick around, because 90s Extreme Skiing is a tribute to that 90s skiing action. Before we dive into the review, I'd like to thank Tunermaxx for providing me with a review key. Thank you. Of course, this will not influence my review. Now let's get started. Let me give you some quick insight from the developers on why this game was made and the idea behind it. Do you remember the game Snow Scout? It was developed by the same team, and fans of that game enjoyed the skiing so much that they suggested, why not create a game focused solely on skiing? Well, Tunermaxx listened, and here we are with a full skiing game. But why the 90s? As kids, the developers loved those over-the-top action sports games and wanted to pay tribute to the good old days by taking everyone back in time. And I think that's awesome, as I grew up in that era as well. When you start the game, you have the option to jump right in or do a quick tutorial. Trust me, do the tutorial. I spent the first 5 minutes fumbling around trying to figure out how to turn or brake. Once you complete the tutorial, you'll be placed in a wooden hut where you'll find a list of courses you can play. In total, there are 20 courses across 8 different regions. They do vary a bit from each other, especially the nighttime ones. The developers have already said they'll be adding free DLC over time. Each track has 6 medals you can earn. These medals unlock the next course. You can earn medals by racing downhill as fast as possible, skiing between flag checkpoints within a set time, and performing tricks like rail slides, airtime, and accumulating a total trick score. Landing these tricks can be pretty satisfying, but it's not easy, and if you miss even one checkpoint, you'll have to start over.
Oh snap, you missed the flag there.
Every time you land a trick or hit a big jump, you'll hear an over-the-top commentary.
Whoa, what a wicked trick! Wild!
At first, it was cool, but in my opinion, it quickly became repetitive. Leaderboards are also featured in the game, so you can compete against friends and global rankings, adding to the replayability. There's also a platinum trophy to earn, which should be relatively easy for most players to achieve. The first few courses are pretty simple and ease you into the more difficult ones. They felt a bit too similar at first, and I was missing the extreme factor. Honestly, it started to get a bit boring. However, as I progressed further, the courses really started to shine with big air, high speed slopes, etc. Haptics are also included. The faster you go, the more rumble you'll feel in the headset and the controller, which is implemented quite well. There are some issues that need to be addressed though. The tablet in your hand can be glitchy at times, especially after losing your skis. When you open the tablet to restart a course after a crash, your hands can sometimes disappear for a few seconds before snapping back into place. It's frustrating when you're just standing there waiting to regain control. Calibration can also be a bit problematic. Often, at the start of a new course, my skis would be misaligned, even after manually repositioning them on the controller. You'd have to restart the course for the alignment to correct itself. It's not a major issue, but it could be improved. The game looks pretty good on the headset, running at 90 FPS native with no reprojection. Everything is sharp and clear. The cartoony art style might not be for everyone, but I think it suits the game pretty well. You can compare the graphics to Snow Scout. Overall, the graphics do justice to the game and work fine for their intended purpose.
Excellent.
One of the highlights is the 90s club style soundtrack, which complements the gameplay perfectly. Aside from that, you have the usual ambient sounds and crazy voiceovers. While they do their job, as I mentioned earlier, the voiceovers got old and repetitive fairly quickly. However, I understand the vibe the devs were going for. Overall, 90s Extreme Skiing is a decent game that's fun and features a cool soundtrack, but it can also be frustrating at times. The game runs smoothly and the skiing is enjoyable, but the aforementioned issues are holding it back for now. I believe there's more potential in this game than what I've seen so far. Maybe add some more weather effects like heavy snow or fog to bring a bit more variety to the courses. After all, it's called Extreme. I rate the game a 7 out of 10. Let me know in the comments if you agree and what you think about the game. If you've made it this far, please consider liking or subscribing to the channel. Thanks for watching The Gaming Alvin.
Yo, word.